Fixer family, it's Charmin, and have I got some Christmas inspiration for you. Also, make sure that you hang out until the end of the video so that you can learn how you can enter in to this giveaway. Welcome to Fixin' To. So we're going to start by making our faux birch candles, and I'm just using a couple of candles from IKEA, some Waverly chalk paint in the color white, some of my gel stain, and some tools here. I'm going to take a little crafter's knife and begin by just cutting in random lines all the way around the candle here into the wax, and you want to make them, a little deep because we're going to be putting on this stain and we want it to kind of get down in there. And of course, after you kind of got the lines where you want it, you want to go back in and kind of make what I would call like a forward C and a backward C and a little mark in the middle of that, just to kind of look like knots in the wood. And I'm just using another little tool I have just to kind of make some of the places a little bit bigger, and you just kind of do a random pattern. So then I'm taking a sponge paintbrush here, and I'm just going to take some of my stain and go all the way around the candle, making sure that I really get it into those lines that I created. Once you have done that and you got it, you're going to just go in and wipe off with a paper towel or a cloth or whatever, and you see how the stuff, the gel is getting down into those cracks or those lines that I put in there. Now this is just a process to get it to the desired look that you want, and I'm going in a little deeper with my little knife, a little more stain, and once I get that, then I'm going to go in with my Waverly chalk paint, and you dry brush it on, you kind of wipe it off, you add more stain, and you just kind of go back and forth until you get that desired look that you were going for. And this really does create a faux birch wood look to these candles, and it brings out that rustic look to them, and I really love this at Christmas time. So while those are being set aside to dry, I'm going to take these 2 wood rounds that I got from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to do some stuff to them to get them ready to go on top of our candle stands, or little stands, however you want to look at it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to fill in these little holes that were there at the top, and I'm just using some little Dry-Tex putty stuff that is pink, and then when it's white it's dry. So we're just going to fill that in and then let that dry. So now we're going to take 3 of the very popular Dollar Tree glass candlesticks, some super glue fix-all and hot glue, and we're going to take and glue these together to get that short-term, long-term hold, putting top to top, if that makes sense. Setting that aside and going ahead and preparing our wood rounds to go on top of these. Now you'll sand down the area where you put the little spackling in there to fill those holes. Now guys, I kept this in here because I wanted to show you where I had kind of made a mistake and learned from my mistakes. You'll see where that dot is where we had put the spackling in, and I realized that I needed to sand the entire surface of this wood, and that leaves you an area to where you're able to put your stain in there and it take all the way around. So the one that I messed up on, I set it aside and let the stain on it dry completely, and then I took the sandpaper and I sanded it really good, and it did take the it did take the stain really well after I did that. Now I'm going to go ahead and stain all of the edges all the way around and both sides. as you see, I took both of the candlesticks outside and painted them with Rust-Oleum's flat protective enamel in the color brown. And I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint and I'm going to do a dry brush effect on both of the candlesticks. And this is super simple. Just keep your brush strokes going from top to bottom, all one way, and just let it highlight those raised areas, and it just turns out so stinking cute, super rustic. I absolutely love the way these turned out. Once you have both of these done and they're completely dry, it's time to add the wood rounds to the top of each one of our candlesticks. And we're using the Fix-All super glue and also hot glue for that short-term, long-term hold. And we'll just put that on there and then flip the candlestick right on top of it. Now it's time to bring some Christmas festive to this, and I'm taking the Dollar Tree garland and just measuring out. Basically, it's the size of the wood round twice, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about when I go to measure it and put it all together here. You just kind of measure it around the wood piece and then just wrap it around itself, and it usually goes around twice there, and just twisting it on itself to make a little wreath. I wanted to make my little candles kind of stand up a little bit higher than the little wreath, and so I just used some of those wood blocks from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree right up underneath it. Now it's time to bring a little bit more Christmas to this little wreath here, and I'm using some pieces from picks that I've had left over to kind of add a little bit more rustic Christmas flair to each one of these wreaths, and just using some hot glue and bringing it to life. As you know, I am joining my friend Heidi Sombel in her Friend Friday Hop, and it is a Christmas theme, go figure. And I am so excited to be joining her as well as these lovely ladies, very talented, and they have tons of inspiration for you. Now, if you've never been involved in a hop, let me share with you how it works. So after you finish getting all your inspiration from the projects that I have for you today, you'll go down to the description box below and click the link that I have listed there, and that link will hop you over to the next video. You'll watch her video, get all that wonderful Christmas inspiration. She'll have a link in her description box. Click on it and hop on to the next one, and so on and so forth, and you'll hop all the way around until you get right back here to me. I'm so excited, so let's go ahead and get into the next project. So we're going to take two of these wood signs, these thankful and grateful signs that they had for Thanksgiving, and we're going to use some chalk spray paint and create this cute little planter, I guess you can call it. We're just going to kind of take some things out of the inside of it, and using some hot glue, we're just going to glue this together and then take it outside and spray paint it. Now I tried to take the paper off of it, and yeah, it really didn't do very well, so my suggestion would be to leave the paper on it, but ultimately it turned out okay because I sanded where I had taken the paper off. So now that we have spray painted it and we've got that where we put the two pieces together, we're going to do something with it as well. But before we get that done, I'm going to go ahead and put some styrofoam in there so that we can put our picks and all the fun Christmas stuff that we're going to put in it. So taking a piece of this red and black buffalo check ribbon, I'm just going to hot glue it all the way around and creating that little band around the center of it, and then taking another piece and making a cute little bow, and then I'm going to take some twine and create a little twine bow with it and stick it all right there on the front. So now we're ready to make it all Christmassy, and I'm going to take another piece of this garland that we got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut a piece off of it and then take the very ends and fold just probably about a ½ inch down and stick that into the floral foam. And that creates a nice base and covers the styrofoam that's down there. And then we'll begin to just embellish it with different picks that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree. Now guys, I love the red birds for Christmas. I love to decorate with them, and Dollar Tree had these beautiful little clip picks, and I fell in love with them, and I definitely am using this little bird in here and just, sticking them down into the floral foam. I had to move the bird over a little bit. He's giving me a little bit of trouble wanting to lean, but we got it done, and I think that this turned out so adorable. So glad that you guys have hung out with me today, and I know that you are wanting to know exactly what you have to do to be entered in to this giveaway. Well guys, it is super simple, super easy. All you have to do is comment on each video in the hop. That's it. Just comment down below and then click the link, hop on over to the next video, comment on her video, and so on and so forth until you've gone all the way around, seen every video, and commented on them. That's it. Super simple, right? Well guys, this hop has been so much fun, and I am super excited that you guys get an opportunity to win that awesome giveaway. I wish I could enter it myself, but I know I can't because this is just for you guys. Again, guys, I want to tell you that I'm so glad that you were here with me today. And if no one has told you today, you are amazing. You really are. Always remember to keep looking up, because that's where it all is. I'll see you on the next video.